Welcome to the Operation Game Night podcast. I am your host. I don't know why they did this. They gave the reins over to the most chaotic member of the Operation Game Night podcast. Travis is never going to let me back on the podcast after this episode, but here I am. With me, as always, the fearless leader, Clayton David Gable. He is cutting down to 169. He's got his sweatsuit on. How you doing, Clay?
I'm doing great today, Jared. You know, I don't think we even need Travis anymore with that bombastic intro you gave. And by the way, I didn't hear boo from him about our podcast episode.
I don't think he's listening.
Did he even listen?
No.
I don't think he is either. Did he just drop this baby on our doorstep and say he's divorcing himself from Operation Game Night?
Actually, I saw Rachel post that she's in the fjords of some foreign country, probably not even playing any board games. I bet you they didn't even take any small boxers. I bet you, what are those little ones that they slip in their back pockets?
Oh, those button shies?
Button shies. How many button shies do you think they brought?
0.
Yeah. I bet you baby Gwen was like, as they're heading out the door, she was trying to clamor. She was trying to grab for a board game. And they're like, no, we need to hit the fjords. And they're probably not listening to any Operation Game Night. Probably just enjoying themselves. It's again Clay and Jared time. Episode 39. Okay, we're gonna hit you guys hard with the 19th annual Golden Geek winners for 2024. Clay, did we get nominated on the Golden Geek Awards this year?
No, we did not.
Oh,
I think some of our kind listeners might have put our names in the hat, but that only does so much. You need at least thousands of them to actually make the nominee list. And we didn't cut it this year, but I think we're on a good trajectory for 2025.
Crap. Clay, this is actually this is a live reaction. I legit thought that we were nominated. I thought we were on the list. I was legit thinking that we were supposed to be telling people to vote for us.
Oh my God, nope, not at all.
Clay, that's why I was trying to talk to you and Travis about how do we vote? And remember I was talking to you about it? It was like, this is hella complicated.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought you were just passionate.
Sorry. As the host, I'm supposed to keep us on track. I'm already sidetracked. Sorry, Travis.
Yep, you're
Travis,
sidetracked.
I apologize. He's not going to listen.
He's not listening. He's not listening.
Okay. Hey, Clay.
What's up?
Let's debrief our weeks. Okay.
Okay.
What
do
did you do this week? Or am I supposed to go first?
I think I'll go first.
Clay, what did you debrief your week? What did you do?
All right. Let me debrief my week for you, Jared.
Yeah, what'd you do?
So, played a lot of games, as is usual. Whoa. Uh-oh. There we go. All right. So, the one I want to talk about today is called Cities.
Okay.
And this is a new game by one of the podcast's favorite designers, Phil Walker Harding, and co-designed by Steve Finn of Biblios fame. So, in Cities, you're building out, as it says, a city. It comes with a bunch of different cities you can play in the game. New York, Sydney, some other cities, Rio de Janeiro. And essentially, you're creating a little 3x3 grid of these city tiles and then making buildings on the tiles. And you're also putting features in the parks and the waterways. And the core mechanism of this game, it's a drafting game. And I really like the drafting in this game. Like most Phil Walker Harding games, it's pretty simple. So you have 4 workers in a 3 to 4 player game. And there are 4 rows of things that you can pick from. So the top row are going to be scoring cards. And they're just ways to score points at the end of the game. The next row down is the actual pieces, puzzle pieces of your city that you can put out there. They have the water, they have the grass, they have the places you can put your buildings and start stacking them.
Oh, yeah.
Then the next row, feature tiles. So in that row, you have they're like little 1x1 squares that you can put in your parks and rivers. And essentially you're doing like a set collection game in those areas. So you're trying to get a bunch of different types of features in a specific park, and then you score points for that.
Is that like a
And then
little
the last thing you
port
can pick
right
from
there too? A little port near the bottom there. Okay.
Stuff going on. Yeah. So down there you have your actual building pieces, and you can grab from there. So on your turn, you take one of your 4 workers and you pick anything you want. All right. I can pick a scoring card. I can pick a feature tile. I can pick the buildings. But once I pick something from a row, I can no longer take from that row anymore. So on my next turn, I can pick any of the other 3 rows to take from. So at the end of a round, I'll have taken a scoring card, a piece of the city, some buildings, and some feature tiles. And it's just a matter of saying like, okay, what do I want to grab first? What do other people want? And it's just a really clean drafting system. Super easy game. I mean, you're scoring points, like I said, for collecting different features within the parks and riverways. You get your scoring cards that'll say like, oh, you get a point for every 1-story tall green building you have in your city. And you score points for, I think that might be it. Oh, there's public objectives. So each city has its own set of public objectives. They're kind of a race to see who can be the first one to make a 7-square grid of park area. So really simple scoring, really simple gameplay. I found it a joy to play. I love the I don't know why it's like so fascinating to me, but like being able to draft different things. It's like, oh, I get a card this turn, and now I'm going to grab these 3 little building pieces to start stacking up on my city. And I just thought it was a nice time. It's like 30 minutes long. I think you could teach this to anybody. Super streamlined, fun game, as you would expect from a design team of Phil Walker Harding and Steve Finn.
The old Phil Walker Harding. Does it give you Knizia vibes? It brings you back a little bit, you know.
It's just distilled down. It's just, you know, I'm grabbing 4 things on a turn and I put them in my city.
Keep it easy. I feel like you, within the last 3 minutes, just taught me how to play the game. I wanna be there with you. And anytime I can go vertical and also do my profession. Also, shout out to Travis. Be a civil engineer. Go vertical. In a game, I love it. I'm here for it. I want to do it. I mean, you're a big fisherman too. There's these little fishies, parks and rec, city planning. It is definitely. It's making my tism. Okay, I'm loving it.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Yes. So yeah, like I said, you place 4 workers, get 4 things on a round. A normal game is 8 rounds, so you do that 8 different times. Okay. In a 2-player game, it's a little different. You actually have 8 workers that you start with, and you only play 4 rounds. So each round, you can take 2 things from each of the rows.
Okay.
So essentially, you're placing 8 workers each round instead of 4. Yeah. So you end up with the same size city, and you get the same amount of things, but you don't have that
block
additional rounds to see new things as often. I've only played it 2 players.
With Mary?
I think, she liked it. I think it would be better with 3 or 4, just because you get that turnover in things more often, 8 rounds to see new tiles and new things and maybe make your move for that feature tile that's missing from your little water space. So going to be playing this a lot, I think. Great game.
I like it. I do. Nice.
So this is a Barnes & Noble. Good little Barnes & Noble find here.
Is there a Barnes & Noble in Colorado Springs?
There sure is.
Wow.
Barnes & Noble keeps it popping with their board game collection. They surprise me when I go in there. I mean, they had Critter Kitchen. They had all types. They had that kelp shark versus octopus. I didn't even know that was out anywhere.
Hey, that's a little foreshadowing for our main objective. Wow.
That is a little bit.
Hey, whoa.
Yeah.
Hey, do you tell Cam that you go into...
No.
Okay. Cam doesn't even listen to the podcast anyways, so...
Yeah,
come on,
that's true.
Cam. If Cam listens to
come
this...
on.
He'll stop going to Barnes & Noble if Cam comes up and says, hey...
If you like and subscribe.
Cam, hit us up.
To be fair, I was there for another purpose. I was looking for a book, and I just happened to stumble through the board game section, as I'm wanting to do.
PWH is in Barnes & Noble?
Oh, yeah. He's a mainstay there. I mean, his games are, if you're going to mass market a game, we're talking Sushi Go, Baron Park, all these pretty entry-level games that are great for families. Yeah. I think he's a good one to have representing the hobby in Barnes & Noble. Yeah. Well, speaking of designers that make streamlined games, I know you've been playing one of our favorite games lately.
Oh, yeah. I easily got one of the most played of the last couple months of Operation Game Night. I got Rebirth to the table. So the last week, so I'm kind of in the nostalgic part of my school, my time here. The school's winding down. We have some extra time in the schedule. So I brought board games to school. And I got a couple people to come play Rebirth with me. And dude, like we've been saying all along, quick and easy, pick a tile, place a tile. You know what? I was very naughty. I forgot to mention the very critical part about the castles are worth 5 points. Okay. We had already each placed 2 tiles, and I was like, oh, a critical point after I'd already got 2 castles. I was like, guys, the castles are important because they're worth 5 points at the end of the game. And everyone's like, oh, conveniently left that one out. Didn't you?
No, come on. You placed 30 tiles. You're only 2
I know. But still, as you know, I'm a blue in the true color personality test.
Me too.
You're a blue too, of course.
I'm a blue-green.
Blue-green? I think I'm blue-gold. What do you think Travis is?
You give me gold vibes. Travis is red gold. He's not very touchy-feely, I don't think.
Red gold, I don't know. Anyways, hit us up on Instagram with your personality type.
Any other blue-greens out there?
Any other blue-greens? We're all blue here on Operation Game Night. But anyways, it was just fun because you can just chit-chat, and there's it's all randomness. You just pull a tile, place a tile. And then, you're getting the cool, when you go get a cathedral, you get a cool, hidden objective. And you're like, ooh, now I get to go try and chase after this hidden objective. And so last week, I think I talked about my good friend Sarah. She came over to play board games last week. So she stuck around to play this game with me, and she really liked it. She's got a little Celtic, I guess Scottish in her blood, and so this was right up her alley. She felt like she was back at home in the Highlands. She actually was like, "Oh yeah, I've been to this castle, and I've traveled to Inverness and all this." Yeah,
I thought these were fake places.
No, Clayton. Oh my god!
I thought this was a fantasy theme.
No, this is. The theme is on point, though. I love it. I love the idea of rebirth. You're rebirthing this world after, I think it's nuclear holocaust or something like that. Or the world's kind of nah, bad things have happened, but, it's still technology, but the blimps, we still have these solar and wind farms and stuff. You know, like we're trying to rebirth this world after just kind of a postmodern rebirthing. But anyways, love it. I just had a lot of fun.
I got a question for you, because I found that when I play this game, maybe I'm a micromanager a little bit, but I feel it moves so fast. And I notice a lot of times people miss things that are supposed to happen when they place their tiles. You know, they either forget to score their points for a group, or they forget that they're next to a castle space to put their castle out, or they forget to do their cathedral. And I find myself the whole time like
you're trying to manage people.
I'm trying to manage their stuff because I'm like, don't you forgot to get this and you forgot to get that. And have you found that people are pretty good in your group about making sure they
self-police? I think that's kind of the way it went yesterday, and that's kind of when I think back of the other times I played this. We don't do the old look, my tile is here. I should get another cathedral. Like,
wow,
no, dude, you forgot. And
wow, that's hardcore, man.
That's not cool.
That's not cool.
You don't think that's cool?
I know it's cool. It's just not how I do it. You know,
I think
because those cards, they don't affect anybody else. You know, if it was something like I would have, you know, just grab it. But that's your rules, right?
Here's a little thing that helps the gameplay go a little quicker and puts, you know, a little self accountability, a little ownership on the individual. Just pick up the tile as soon as you place a tile. Pick up a tile. However many people you're playing with, don't wait till it's your turn to pick up a tile. Just like kind of make that as like a table rule. So it's like, I
think it says that in the rule book.
I hope people do that. Because I noticed people would do that and just be like, hey, just as soon as you place, just pick it up so you can start thinking about where you want to place it. And then that helps you be like, oh, I do want to place it here so that I can get this, this, and this. So you're not just like off the cuff, like, oh, I think this is happening. Because I'll tell you what, we were having to reread the tie-breaking rules for the castles quite a bit. I think we've talked about this a couple times on the podcast.
Are you talking about for the cities?
No, not for the cities, for the castles. So
how do you tie for the castles?
Okay, because I've read it like 4 times yesterday. So when there is a tie for the castles, so the only thing that will the tiebreaker goes, the plant and energy ones break the tie. So if you have an even number of tiles for that surrounding, let's say whatever the orange one that is like kind of off to the left here on the screen.
Whoa, Jared,
what? Have you been playing this wrong?
This game wrong. I thought the only thing I knew, I thought that you had to surpass the amount of tiles that somebody had around the castle.
You do, but if there is a tie, the tie
at the end of the game,
tie is broken by once you settle the score right away as soon as the tile is placed. You settle it.
So if I match somebody,
if you match someone, you settle the tie right away. And you go. There's like there should be a. You know what they should do? They should do a decision tree.
Whoa.
They should do a decision tree. This is what you do. You decide, hey, who has the most? What is it? Thunderbolts or plants? And then they say, okay, well, purple or green, whatever, orange has the most thunderbolts or plants. Then they would win. So the houses do not break the tie. Like, so that whatever, if that's not a good example because the orange one actually has more tiles than blue in that purple or in that orange example right there where your mouse is. Yeah. I can't see a different example.
Wait, so you mean to tell me if I have 2 tiles already around the castle, somebody else now places their second tile around that castle. you score it up right then?
right away.
I
Well, not
thought they had to get
score it
3
up
tiles.
right away, but
Well, not score it, but you change possession.
change possession right away.
Wow, I never even. I thought you had to have. If I had 2 tiles, you need to get 3. Otherwise, that castle's mine.
No, because
What?
you could technically take it away with 2 and 2, because I know this is weird. You should get in the rule book a little bit after this, and you'll blow your mind.
Wow.
Because it also, whoever just placed a good example is Edinburgh. Let's say orange places a plant tile on that last empty spot for that blue castle. Orange would take over Edinburgh because they are the last person to place. It is given precedence to the person who places last. And the tiebreaker goes to whoever has the most plant or lightning bolt, right? But everything's
the last
tied.
placement is
Yes,
is the final tiebreaker.
But if orange is able to place first, they would swap the ownership of that castle. And then they would.
I'm glad we talked about Rebirth for the 5th time, because now I might actually know how to play.
You might need to get a lawyer to relook at that paragraph for ownership of castles, because hell, maybe I'm wrong. That's the way I read it.
Well, you seem to have a more nuanced understanding than I did, so I think you probably are onto something.
Most important is first tiles. And we also played, if it was a blank tile, it didn't count. We don't care about blank tiles, do not add towards ownership. And there's only like 2 blank tiles per color. So that didn't matter too much. So tiles mattered most important. Next was, so if those were tied, then it was whoever had most lightning bolts or plants. And then if that was also tied, it was whoever was just placing the last tile. So it was cutthroat. It was these guys are very strong-willed, very type A, very smart. Still had a blast. I love playing this game. So easy. I have little baggies. Setup is so quick. They learned very quickly, and it was a blast. Anyways, I didn't think we were going to talk about Rebirth for that long, but
I didn't know I've been playing Rebirth wrong this whole time. Holy cow.
But
any interest, have you, since you're so into the rule book, have you read the rules for the other side of the map yet?
I'm too scared. I
don't think it's that intimidating.
No?
I just have such a good time on the front side in that imaginary land of, what's it called?
Ireland. Yeah.
Ireland? Okay.
Well, how do you play for 4 players? I only played at 3. But at 3 players, it fits perfectly on the number of spaces available. At 4 players, do you have to remove tiles, or you just play until there's nothing left?
Yeah, you remove tiles.
Oh.
Yeah, I think everybody removes like 3 or 4 tiles of specific types.
And then it just works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Well, dang. All right. That's Rebirth, huh?
The only other one I was going to mention just real quick is I invited Clay to play Lost Ruins of Arnak with my boy Dallin. So I'm getting him in the mix on Board Game Arena with the Grand Master himself, Dallin Tavoyan. So,
and the game we finished from last week, I don't know if you paid attention to what I did. Did you beat me? No, absolutely not. You had like 68 and I had like 40 something. But I went to the top row.
Did you? Before me?
All 4 times. I think I got all the 4 top row spots.
Oh yes,
I had a ton
yes. Yes, you paid the 6 compasses to get to the top rows. Then you killed none of the guardians. You harnessed none of the guardians.
Yeah, I went up there. I was like, I knew I was down and out because I had an archaeologist I left on the bench in round 1. So I was like, you know what? What's going to be the fun thing to do in this game? And I was like, I'm just going to keep going to top row. I see what happens. And it was fun. I had a good time with it.
That's what a 169 pounder does. Top row every time. Yeah.
I couldn't, I'm intimidated being in this game with you and Dallin, though.
Hey, don't be intimidated. Sometimes, hey, it's a luck. Sometimes that's why I like Arnak. Sometimes they throw a little luck in there, and then boom, something happens. Bada bing, bada boom. Maybe you come out on top, and next week you're going to tell this fantastic story how you took down Jerry and Dallin. Could be a great story.
I will definitely let the podcast listeners know when that happens.
All right. Did we debrief?
I'm
debriefed. All right. Let's fall in on the main objective. The 19th annual Golden Geek winners for 2024. Okay. We're talking the Board Game Geek winners for these are the best of the best board games and board game adjacent accoutrement, potentially podcasts that I thought we were in the running for. Apparently we weren't. That just gutted me live on the podcast. We're going to talk print and play, solos, party games, right up my alley. We will be talking about the podcast. Spoiler alert, it's not us. Board game apps. So should we jump right in?
Let's jump in. Let's hit me with the first category,
the
Jared.
The first category is one that Clay is always hitting hard. 2-player games. And the runner-ups for this one was Kelp, Shark versus Octopus, and a Jest of Robin Hood. So great ones, right? I think Travis is all about Shark versus Octopus.
Yeah, he talked about that many, many moons ago, but it sounded like a lot of fun. I've never played it. Yeah. I did see it at Barnes & Noble, though, so maybe now that I know it's a runner-up for the Golden Geek Award, I might check it out. But what's the winner?
Winner is Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle-earth, which
can't argue there, Jared.
You were talking about this one big time, right?
Yeah, I said some crazy stuff when we went through the hotness. I said that is the best 2-player game I have in my collection right now. And I mean it. It is so good. We played it last night, I'll have you know, requested by Mary. And she loves that game. Yeah. And it just made Seven Wonders Duel so much better in my opinion. And it was already a great game. So, I mean, just cleaned up a few things. It threw a theme on that I think a lot of people can appreciate. I personally enjoy grabbing those little Gollum cards and moving up the ring track. The Civilization old-timey theme that was in the original Seven Wonders Duel was whatever. But, the Lord of the Rings theme and the cleanup they did on some of the mechanisms, this game is a freaking rock star in the 2-player genre. Nice. I love it.
Nice. And it's head-to-head, right? I mean, this ain't no...
Oh, it's head-to-head. It's just, no, we're not. We'll get to that later. But I won last night on a collecting favor from all the 6 different races. So, 3 end game conditions. I think 3. Having presence in all 7 regions of Middle Earth. Collecting the favor of all 6 of the races, your green cards, or getting to the end of the ring track. Those are the ways you can win on the spot.
Nice.
And I think almost every game I've played of it, somebody has won on one of those 3 things. And it's usually in the 3rd round, and it comes down to just a crazy play that you can see the card, they can see the card, and it's like, how can I maneuver myself to try and get that card? So it's such a tense, good 2-player game over in like 30 minutes.
I love it. I feel like I want to be in the same room while I watch you play Cole. Can I do that?
Yeah, That can happen this summer.
Okay, nice. I feel like this is a good one for Cole.
Yeah. What's next?
Well, I'm gonna come. If you're following along on the script, Clay, I'll come back. I'm gonna jump down because we just mentioned it. Let's go down to cooperative game of the year. The runner-ups were Slay the Spire, the board game, and Bomb Busters. Those ones I haven't heard of.
Yeah, I mean, I have not heard of Bomb Busters. Slay the Spire, the board game, definitely heard of. That's been making huge waves. Slay the Spire is obviously a hugely popular digital game. And from everything I've heard, they made the deck building version of the board game. It's amazing. I thought when I saw the nominees that Slay the Spire, the board game, was going to take this category, but the winner, Jared,
the Fellowship of the Ring trick-taking game.
Can't be denied.
What is happening? Is this a rebirth of Lord of the Rings? They're coming in hard. What is this?
If you can pop a popular intellectual property on some of these games, I mean, it was already working with a really solid formula, right? The Crew is one of the most popular games of the past
OG.
5 to 10 years, and that just has some random ass space and deep sea theme. So they took that, they put on the Lord of the Rings theme, and they made it a little more curated of an experience because each chapter, it tells you like the specific cards you're supposed to play with. Whereas in the Crew, you just kind of draw random mission cards and hope to carry it out. So it's more curated, targeted at your Lord of the Rings fans, and it's a great game. I've been playing this with the Heddens and Mary, and it is a lot of fun. Happy to see this one win. Keeping trick taking on the map.
So cooperative game, not necessarily just like one and one. Like, because sometimes in my head when I think co-op, I think like Halo cooperative, where it's like one and one.
Oh,
like you can have like a lot of people playing this one.
Yeah. I think it goes 1 to 5 for
That's awesome.
The Fellowship of the Ring. So yeah, you should. If you, I heard your guy Tan Man. He liked playing Skull King with you.
Yeah.
So if you don't have the Crew,
I don't have the Crew.
I would suggest, it's like $15, Jared. I know you're tight with the money, but I think you guys would have a good time getting into some of these cooperative trick takers because it is a really cool genre.
Okay. All right. Well, that one, and that's a great stocking stuffer right underneath $20. That's getting me somewhere. Okay. I will have to write that one down. All right. Now I'm going to switch gears into artwork presentation. Okay. I have played a few of these ones, so I might be able to join in on this conversation. Runner-ups for this one, Harmonies and Arcs. Okay. Arcs, I'm all about. Okay. I love space themes, and I love a trick taker. Yeah. So, like, all the suits in this one, each one felt very unique and very beautiful in my hand. And then coming around on the board, like, it felt very unique. It wasn't like just dumb space. It was like, I felt like I was traveling to another part of the galaxy. So I can easily see why it was voted upon by the geeks for the Golden Geeks.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Geeks big into Arcs. Arcs is going to be talked about quite a bit in this year's Golden Geeks, but Harmonies too. Don't sleep on Harmonies. This game has amazing artwork. I can't even put a finger on it. It's like nothing I've really seen art-wise. I wish I was more eloquently able to speak about art styles, but it's a great looking game. You should check it out. And I've had a lot of fun playing it, and not in any small part due to the fact that it looks so good to play.
Would you mind pulling up the winner for this one? Unconscious Minds. So I was wondering if you could just pull up the artwork just so I could see it as well. I know you said you have not played this. You said you haven't played this one?
No, so this got sent to me on
On
accident.
accident.
Travis had backed this. Yeah, Travis had backed this on Kickstarter. It
Ooh.
came to my house. He said, "Go ahead and give it a try." I was excited. Everybody's talking about it. This game was going to be awesome. I spent hours and hours learning the rules, and Mary and I sat down and played like 2 turns. I was like, "Nah,
No.
we're not doing
Oh
this."
no.
But
Failure to launch on this
there's
one, huh?
there's no denying that the art is amazing.
Wow.
You have art from Vincent Dutrait and Andrew Bosley. So 2 titans in the board game art industry collabing on this game. So I think Andrew Bosley does like the dreamy type art up here. So this game's all about being a psychiatrist and like dealing with people's dreams.
Whoa.
And then Vincent Dutrait does like the artwork of the rest
Like
of the game.
Realism.
So yeah, this guy down here. So great looking game. I had more fun punching it out and just rifling through the components than anything else. But yeah, so there's some of Andrew Bosley's dream art. And so you're looking at these, and then there's Vincent Dutrait with his, realistic people that you're playing.
Look at those meeples.
The presentation on this thing.
Holy smokes. Those are the Gucci meeples right there. That's definitely the type that Travis would get.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. But yeah, well-deserved win for Unconscious Mind and artwork and presentation.
Wow. Okay. It's easy to see why they would pull off the W here.
Yeah.
Geeks are all about that one. Golden Geeks. Perfect. All right. Next one we're pulling up. Expansion of the year. Runner-ups, Heat, Heavy Rain, and Forest Shuffle, Alpine. Heat, love Heat. Heavy Rain? Have you played Heavy Rain? Heat?
Yeah, I got Heavy Rain. It adds a couple new maps, and as the name suggests, it adds some heavy rain.
Slip out.
So basically, there's puddles around some of the corners, and it does something with the way you can shift gears, and you take more heat. It's fine. I could do without it. It added more cards and another player, I think. So that's the main draw. But having a new map to play on is fun. But I couldn't care less about adding more things to think about in terms of the rain being on the track. Like I'm not looking for more ways to complicate my games. So that didn't appeal to me necessarily. But I did like the new tracks. They were different and interesting.
You can pull
a
Logan Sargent and slide off the track. Just like that, huh?
Heck yeah. Why not? Yeah.
Sorry to Logan Sargent. If you're a podcast listener, if you're a Operation Game Night subscriber. And the winner, Arcs again, the Blighted Reach expansion. Talk to me about this one.
Yeah.
Do you got this one?
I don't have this.
But
no.
Do you know?
Are
you in the know?
I know. I know it just adds like a campaign version to the game. So essentially you're able to keep playing with the same people over the course. I think they're like a mini campaign though, where it's a lot more manageable. So it's like a 3-game campaign potentially. Don't hold me to that. I'm digging back in my memories to when this was coming out and trying to recall. Some people love it. I mean, some people say that obviously the Golden Geeks are saying that this expansion just takes Arcs up a notch. Yeah. And I can't imagine why it wouldn't. Who doesn't want to just live in that world?
Yeah.
I know I would.
This thing, it's on BGG. The campaign contains 24 fate seeds, each with tons of branches, twists, and turns. I mean, I have a good feeling about that one. I mean, it's probably not the vibes that I got from Dead Reckoning, that expansion where you, me, and Cole were, continuing to build our fleet and blast each other. And then sadly you got rid of it, and I'm never going to let you down. I'm never going to let that down. A piece of my heart is gone. And it's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine.
No, hey, listen, it's just time for something new, Jared.
I can't move on.
maybe we'll get the Blighted Reach expansion and we'll play through it, me, you, and Cole, and it'll be like, a new fun experience, and I can get rid of that.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's just, the feeling that I got when we got to dress up as pirates. Now, I know Cole likes to dress up as, a space warrior. He's got his space mohawk and stuff, and he can dress up like that. So. All right, we got another award here. Innovative. We got an innovative award. Some beautiful names on this one. Runner-ups, Formage and SETI. Search for extraterrestrial intelligence. Ones that we have talked about many times on the pod. So,
yeah, I think I guess SETI's innovative.
You're still just you're just a naysayer, huh?
I'm not a naysayer. I love SETI. I just don't know that innovative is what I would call it. I guess maybe the
rotating
aliens, maybe, but
you've seen that.
Yeah. It's just like a hodgepodge of different mechanisms all kind of thrown into one game. So maybe that's innovative. I think Fromage is really cool. The way that you put your cheese workers out and then it's been done in games like Sulkin and things, but they took that and kind of put it in a lighter game that you can play in, 45 minutes. And that would have I don't know, because the winner is innovative, and
the winner is
this company is innovative. So it's hard to argue.
I'm a huge fan of Fromage because I can get my BGA on and play with my friends around the world. And I like the idea of investing in my cheese, and maybe I'm going to go 3 cheese on this one, and it's going to come back to me in 3 turns. I can just plan for that to be doing its thing for 3 cheeses. And then maybe I'll just get my cows working for me to give me an extra cheese. So it's not like, it's kind of like almost like an investing game for me too. And I like it.
Yeah. It's cool. But who won?
The winner, Arcs. I think I'm going to just keep saying Arcs. I might be done saying Arcs. No, I think I'm going to keep saying it. Oh, crap.
Polarizing. Arcs definitely has its haters, but I don't even think its haters could argue with its innovation and taking that trick-taking card play mechanic to kind of immerse yourself in this space battle-y 4X-y game. Super cool the way that works. People cry about getting dealt bad cards, but I say just deal with it, figure it out, pivot, take the initiative. It's all about picking your moment and when to go. I really like the battle system in Arcs. I don't know if it's the innovative part of it, but the fact that you just can pick any number of colored, I have 4 ships. I can pick 4 dice. They can be the big bad red dice. They're probably going to hurt me. Play it safe with the blue dice, go with the rating dice. Yep. I like that. It's simple. I grab them, I roll them, assign the damage. Yep. Battle's done. It's a good game.
It is good.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to keep this party rolling.
Yep.
We're going to go down to party games. Runner-ups, The Gang and Things in Rings. Which one's The Gang?
Party games. The Gang is the co-op poker style game.
Oh.
So you're kind of playing Texas Hold'em cooperatively, where you're trying to make sure
you talked
rank
about
your
this
hands.
One
yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Party games for me are interesting. I feel like party games I get excited about, but I need to refresh my party game stash frequently because they get played out so quick.
Get a little stale.
Like, like I played Just One so many times. It's like, I don't want to play Just One anymore. So then I got So Clover. I was like, So Clover is amazing. But then you play it so many times because everybody loves it and it's fun. It's a great game. But I'm just always looking for that new fun twist that's going to bring me to a party game. And Things in Rings, definitely played it. It's awesome. It will get old for sure.
That's a word game?
Yeah, that's where you got like the Venn diagrams and you're trying to Yes, you're trying to know where the cup. Everybody's loved it. I played it with. So great one. The gang, I played it a bunch when I first got it, but again, it's kind of like it's gimmicky. Once you've seen it, it's like, yeah, sure, I'd probably play it and have fun, but any game in this category is kind of fleeting to me.
The winner, I love playing this one with Empty Nest Board Game Mama Flip 7.
Yeah.
Big fun, push your luck.
Yep.
Except for the problem is I don't know when to stop. I just keep pushing my luck.
just hit me.
I keep hitting myself. So wait, remind me again, because this is critical because I don't maybe understand the rules. How many cards are there of each number?
As many as the number
There's
is.
14 14s, 12 12s, 2 2s.
Yeah, well, there's no 14s, but there are 12 12s. 12's the highest card.
Okay. So there's lots of 12s, so I should be worried if I see a 12.
Yeah, so if you have a 12 in front of you and you decide to hit, you're making a pretty big risk, probably.
Okay.
But, I mean, you could really get an 11 and now you're cruising, man.
And then there's other like special cards that are like double the next card that you pull, or like force someone to draw 3, which I ironically gave to myself and then I busted. So
yeah, that's a risk.
I mean, it could have been awesome, but
I know. Flip 7's great. This is one that I haven't gotten sick of yet. Just pushing your luck is always fun for me. Word games as party games, they always get old, but pushing your luck is something I always have a good time doing. So Flip 7, I'm glad to see that one got the W.
Yep.
Greatest card game of all time, so they say.
Tell Mary I got to get a Flip 7 game going with her, because me and her always pushing our luck.
Yeah. You guys will just sit there. You'll never finish the game because somebody has to get to 200 points.
All right. Print and place. We got Rome, Fate of an Empire, and Formage, a 9-card solitaire game.
It's a Forage, Jared.
I don't know why we put me in charge of reading, because I'm an engineer. I can't read words well.
You're still in school, man.
Well,
you should be good.
I can read quietly without saying them out loud.
Okay. Well, I think print and play, I'm sorry to the print and play designers. I have no expertise. I've never printed and played.
I haven't either.
I don't know anything about this category. So congratulations to the runners up and to the winner.
And the winner, 52 Realms Adventures. You know what? Maybe that's a good stretch goal for us. Maybe we should try. Yeah. Maybe that's a good podcast. Maybe we should try and play 52 Realms Adventures. It won an award.
It did. It's more than we can say.
That's true. Okay. Solo game of the year. Runner-ups, Imperium Horizons and Gloomhaven, Buttons and Bugs. Gloomhaven's a big boy. That's a big boy.
Yeah, it is. But Buttons and Bugs is a small boy. Buttons and Bugs is like Gloomhaven. Honey, I Shrunk My Gloomhaven. It's tiny. I've played it. I've made no mistake about it on this podcast that I'm not a big solo gamer, and I sure know Jared isn't. So can't really give a great opinion or commentary here, but I do know that the winner is probably a well-deserved.
Slay the Spire, the board game.
Yeah, I mean, it was going to have to win one of these categories. This game has been so hot.
So has Travis played that one?
No, surprisingly. This seems right up his alley.
And that is also a cooperative one, huh?
Yeah. Most cooperative games work well solo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you were also saying that that other one, the Fellowship of the Ring trick-taking game, was a solo one too, weren't you?
Yeah, you can play it solo. I wouldn't, but
yeah,
I know people do.
Okay. Well, I'll have to give that one a go.
Yeah.
All right. Is that thematic? Thematic games.
Yes, that is the word. Yeah.
Remind me, thematic? That's just like
kind of immerses
Wow.
you in the world. Yes. You know, the mechanisms tie closely to what you're doing in the game.
Yes. Okay, runner-ups. Let's go to Japan and the Lord of the Rings Duel for Middle-earth. Duel for Middle-earth, that's different from... No, wait, that is the
that's the one that won two-player game.
The two-player one.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, the runners up here...
You can't see yourself dressing up like Gollum and eating like a freshly caught fish.
I like that it's that theme, but at the end of the day, they just threw the theme on there. It's not like they were,
because Seven Wonders was already there. It was already just
yeah. So it's like how sure you made it work, but when I think of a thematic game, I think of somebody like Freshwater Fly. They clearly wanted to design the game about fly fishing, and they started from that idea. Yeah. This is, okay, we have a theme. We have a game that we know is good. Let's go ahead and figure out a way to make that work. And let's go to Japan. I'm sure if you're into Japan, like it's cool to see those places, but the gameplay itself, it's a drafting game. Like it could have been anything, you know. Yeah. It's SETI. I will say, sorry, I jumped to the winner. Jared, go ahead. Tell us the winner.
SETI search for extraterrestrial intelligence.
If you recall my excitement about SETI, it was all theme related because these type of heavy games usually put me off. And I really felt like the theme was integrated well in that game. Sending your probes out to different planets, finding traces of aliens. When you find enough traces, the alien gets revealed. It gives a different feel to the game. So I thought SETI
on point
is a good winner, especially compared to the runners up here.
Weren't you just saying maybe just add a mini or something like that, or maybe that was Travis?
Travis, he always wants a mini.
He's a big
I
guy.
won't cry about it either. I mean, more plastic, right?
All about it. All right. War game of the year. We got runner-up Dune, War for Arrakis, and A Jest of Robin Hood. Dune. Have I played Dune, War for Arrakis?
No.
Not in
Good luck, buddy.
Right? Is this giving off Risk vibes?
This is a big boy game. This exceeds anything I've ever played. It's a re-implementation of War of the Ring, which is a huge thematic game about Lord of the Rings, and it's a bucket list game for me. I really want to play this at some point. It's a 2-player game. One person is, I don't know. One person's playing as like Paul and company, trying to lead the Fremen. The other person's, I'm assuming, the Harkonnens. And big time game. I would love to play it, but I can't speak too much on it. I know nothing about Jest of Robin Hood.
Yeah. So Dune War for Arrakis sounds like a good one for the board game ranch. Operation Game Night meetup should be in-person war meetup, kind of like a what is that? What do you call that in military terms, where we converge, culminate at a single point? I think that maybe put that on the calendar. And the winner of the war game section is Arcs again. What hasn't been said?
There it goes.
Head to head.
Yeah.
I just remember blasting, or nope, I was getting blasted by Cole. Yep, I was not blasting Cole. Cole was definitely grabbing the red die and doing all the blasting when I played Arcs. Definitely want to play that one again. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, we've said enough about Arcs. It's
what else do you have to say about it? Yeah. Best board game app, Clank, and Codenames runner-ups. Codenames got its own app? Wow.
Apparently so.
Do you think it's like a different adaptation, like a heads up type thing, or like actually?
I have no idea.
No, well, it's definitely got to be like maybe iPad version where it's like just on the table.
I think maybe it's like a a dispersed version. I don't know.
I'm actually a
I can't
huge
tell
fan
you.
of code names. I like trying to get words, combine words into one. That's why I really like That's So
Yeah.
Clover.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'll have to check it out. You know me, not a huge fan of spending money. So apps, maybe Christmas money. I don't know. But the winner, which I'm really interested in, the winner of the board game app, Dune Imperium. Also,
Jared,
this is on it's on Steam as well. Very well adapted. But it's on the World Series of isn't this a World Series of board gaming? Dune
Dune Uprising.
Yeah. They don't have the Uprising, I don't think, as a Steam app yet. So I'm interested in if they're going to do that. Hopefully soon. But the Dune Imperium, the app looks super clean. It's like $10. Still haven't bought it because I'm a cheap ass.
We need to. Let's just pony up the money. Let's each get it and let's start a game.
You do that for me?
It's such a good game.
Do that for me?
I would do that for you.
Okay.
I'll Venmo you $10 right after this. No. I'll Venmo Travis too. Actually, I'm kind of done with Travis until he tells us how good we did on the podcast last week.
Come on. You know what? I bet you, man, I'm done with it. Oh, he just messaged us. Oh my gosh.
No,
he literally just did. I just got his ears were tingling. He literally just did. That's wild.
Hey, he wants to record with us tomorrow.
Oh my gosh. Tell him
that ship is sailed, over, buddy.
Dude. Yeah. We just cut him off. All right. Well, wow. I already hinted at this fact. Best podcast of the year, not Operation Game Night. Maybe next year when we do this podcast. Runner-ups, Space Biff, Space Cast. Have you heard that one?
No.
Board game hot takes. You have talked about them.
I like board game hot takes. They're one of my favorites out there. So good for them getting the runner-up.
Do they have witty banter?
Their banter is witty.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Do you think they would have? Do they want to do a mash with us? How many of them are there?
There's 4, 3. I think there's 3.
Yeah, if you get 6 of us in the room, that's oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's
trouble. How many witty banters there's too many witty banters to be had.
They take it seriously though. They don't like to get off topic too much.
Gosh, they would hate me.
Their thing is they get right into it. They get into their mission objective.
There's no debriefing.
Right out the hop. Yeah, they don't talk about your genitalia in any way. It's just all business.
There's no skulking kinks.
No. So,
oh man. Okay. Yeah. And the winner, Beyond Solitaire.
My God. What? Hey, I downloaded it. I'm starting to listen.
Yeah. Congrats to Beyond Solitaire. We'll have to shoot her a little note. I did look her up on Instagram right before we started the recording.
Yeah.
Congrats. Maybe there's only one of her, I think.
Yeah, I think that's a good collab.
That would be easy to do witty banter with one. So maybe I haven't listened, so maybe she is also very straight to the point. I don't know.
No, she seems from the half episode I listened to that she could go on a tangent with you if you wanted.
All right. I love it. Okay. I saved the last 3. I think is GOTY Game of the Year. Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
You nailed it, Jared.
I saved the best for last, I think. The Light Game of the Year. Runner-ups. Captain Flip and Flip 7.
Love them. Lots of flipping.
Flip 7.
10 minutes before this podcast. 10 minutes before this podcast, I was playing Captain Flip with the kids.
Mace is all about Captain Flip. I'm afraid to play with him because he's going to kick my butt. He was talking trash to me when I was there for spring break.
He would,
Does
yeah.
he have a BGA?
He does.
No. Okay. He definitely is going to kick
I'm gonna
my
send
butt.
him for you.
No. Does he play Flip 7?
Oh, he plays Flip 7.
Well, I might have to send him an invite to that one too. And the winner of the light game of the year, Castle Combo. Never played
Castle
What is
Combo.
that?
I have played Castle Combo. It's on BGA, Jared. It's a lot of fun.
Okay.
It's one of those type of games I want to play it again.
Ooh.
I've played it a couple times on BGA and I've played it in person once.
It looks very whimsical.
But essentially, yeah, you're making a 3x3 grid and you're drafting cards to fill out your grid. Each card has a scoring criteria. So, hey, I score 3 points if you have 2 cards with this tag on it. You know, it's that type of game. Super quick, fun. You know, you play 9 turns, you get 9 cards, and you're done and over with. So I think it's a good choice. I do want to play it some more.
Okay. Medium game of the year. Runner up, Lord of the Rings, Duel for Middle Earth, and Endeavor Deep Sea. Which
I know little about
Endeavor.
I know next to nothing about Endeavor Deep Sea. It's kind of a blind spot for me here.
Weight 2.89.
Okay.
It's got a lot of little chittens. A lot of cards. It does look maybe on the medium to heavy side, but it looks like you are going deep.
Yeah, and the other runner-up, Lord of the Rings: Duel for Middle Earth, I think great game. So I had no complaints about it being nominated for Medium Game of the Year from me. My only complaint is that it didn't win.
Well, the winner, Harmonies. That one's on BGA.
Harmonies
as well.
Yeah, Harmonies is great.
You got that one live?
I got that one live. It's brain burny though. It's a lot of like spatial reasoning, trying to figure out how to set up your little environment so that you create the right space for the different animals, and then you can put the animal cubes on top of it. And it's a lot of spatial reasoning and puzzling, which burns my brain. But it's great to look at. It's quick. Rules are pretty simple. So great choice. I think it's going to bring a lot of people into the hobby. So I won't cry too much about Lord of the Rings: Duel for Middle Earth not winning.
I mean, it's always good to have animal vibes with hexagons. Bringing in good harmony vibes with your animals. So congratulations, Harmonies. And then big boy game nights for the end.
Bring out the heavyweights.
Civolution and Arcs runner-ups. Civolution, someone debriefed this one for sure, right?
I think I mentioned it with Tara because she was talking about it's a Steffenfeld game, so designer of Castles of Burgundy. And this is a game where apparently you roll dice to take actions, but it's just way heavier. I have not had the urge to try it.
Oh my gosh, it looks thick.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a lot. But Arcs, I love Arcs. Yeah. That's a great. Arcs does not feel that heavy to me, honestly. It's like I talked about a couple weeks ago. I think it's the easiest of the leader games to kind of explain and wrap your head around. But just a runner up here.
But the winner and Operation Game Night, frenemy, bad boy, I don't know, SETI, big boy winner, heavy winner, game of the year, SETI, search for extraterrestrial intelligence.
It's a big boy.
It is.
It's a big boy. But like I said before, the theme tied it all together for me, and it just made sense. So for a heavy game, it has my vote. Yeah. I don't think Arcs is in the same category weight wise. Maybe I'm just that far off, but to me, Arcs feels a lot easier to teach and play than SETI, but it won.
And I do like the vibes of like you are traveling around the sun, right? So like you can time your orbit and like hop on and off and stuff. And
oh yeah. There's a lot to think about, and resources are tight, and but it's a good game. And you got those multi-use cards where you can trash them just to get a benefit. You can play them to your like income slot so that every round you get bonuses from them, or you can just play them for their powerful abilities. Like the cards have so many uses, so much to think about, and it's welly integrated with its theme. I think it's welly
it's just I think
it's well integrated. Oh yeah, you're right. I think. Jeez, oof. Well, we better shut her down, Jared.
You've been cutting too much weight. You got a trash bag underneath that sweatsuit. It's going to take a couple more laps to get down to 169. Okay, so
yeah.
Did we do it? I think that's what Travis says.
Yeah, that is what he says.
Oh man,
we miss him.
Oh gosh, can we have him back next week? Please come back.
Yeah.
I think it's time to go over the fence.
Yeah.
What a great week. What did you do outside of board gaming this week, Clay?
What did I do outside of board gaming this week? I went mountain biking with Spanky yesterday.
Yeah.
Which was a good
time. No
time.
one broke an arm, or you had to get life flighted. I always get scared when you two go biking.
Yeah. He's taken lessons and he's a lot better. Yeah. He's been taking lessons. But we rode up the Blodgett ride. We're talking like 900 feet of elevation gain in like a mile, just miserable. And I was thinking about how I took you on that ride with your not even real mountain bike, and you were just falling off into the bushes. And that was a poor decision.
I was actually going to bring it up if you weren't. So
no,
actually I was. No. So for the listener, this was like, I just moved to Colorado Springs. This is 21. And Clay's like, you can come on up here. I haven't even acclimated to the altitude yet. And let's just go on this like triple diamond bike ride. I don't know if that's even a thing. We start hauling ass down this downhill. My bike is like, I don't know, like 8 years old by this time, and no shocks in the back. And Clay's already like, 100, maybe 200 yards in front of me, and doesn't give me an indication that there's like a 3-foot drop on one of these locations. We're probably going 20 miles an hour, maybe. And I slam on my brakes because I'm a little scaredy cat. Well, you're supposed to go maybe fast off of those so that you can kind of like, boom.
Yeah.
I was not pre-briefed. And, I slowed down and nosedived. Bike went into the barbed wire fence. I was cut up. Well, Clay was on his way. And so I had to handle myself, and I was many minutes behind him. And I think Adrian and Mary were not pleased with us, but I think I win again. Can't remember what happened.
Yeah, that's on you. The second time.
Yeah, the second time something else happened. I think I did go head over again. Oh, I
think I remember you falling off going uphill.
Yeah, I went backwards. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, we were going up a really steep part.
It was like a slow fall backwards.
Yeah. I was watching it, and you just slowly fell off the side. I
still use that bike, but now I attached like a trailer for Gemma, and I just go around the neighborhood now. No jumping or do anything crazy. So I'm glad that you got. So it was nice out and saw nature and breathed some fresh air.
Yeah, getting my last few rides out
before you
here in Colorado.
Before you head east.
Yeah. Yeah, and be different biking out there. Lots of routes and I don't know, just a different
Hey, they
vibe.
got
So,
mountains in Pennsylvania.
oh, come on, Jared. They're hills, man.
Yeah,
We're out here in the Rocky
that's
Mountains.
right.
Live at the base of Pikes freaking
Oh,
Peak.
I love it.
Yeah.
Miss it.
So what have you been doing?
I think I mentioned we're wrapping up school, but I was gonna do a quick shout out to our alma mater. They're wrapping up their school over there at the Air Force Academy. I got hit up. My students, when I was teaching math at the Air Force Academy prep school, students, when I was teaching math the first year, they're about to find out their AFSCs, their jobs in the Air Force. I feel like that's really early. Like they're not even seniors yet. Like your brother is not even graduated yet, and so I got reached out to. I provided a video for some support for one of my my old students. Give them a shout out. I just think it's really neat seeing these young rock stars grow up, and they're about to be seniors next year. It's wild. And your brother is about to graduate in the next couple of weeks. Just huge shout out to everybody at the Air Force Academy. Big changes coming up this summer. You know, classes moving on and moving up. It's beautiful. It's really cool. So
remember those
shout
days,
out to all my preppies about to be seniors. Keep doing big things. So
hey, I'm gonna take a picture of us on here for Jared or for Travis. So
just to be like, nice. Yo,
yeah, we're doing it right now. I'm gonna respond to his message. He just wants to F off for a couple weeks and then expect to just hop in at the last minute here,
man. how as the host, how do I end it?
You did it last week. It's something about I
have been Jared. He has been Clay. Travis has been hanging out in the fjords. We'll see you next week.